Food, family, fun,
Unity,
history, knowledge. Oh man, it's been great so far. Like walking through the door, a lot of love.
A lot of like welcoming energy. Like Richmond is feeling the culture. Let's just call it that.
This event is great. It's for us, by us. Everyone is all inclusive. Just a lot of love and joy.
It's supposed to feel like this all the time, not just one time a year.
We just hear the rhythm and we feel it. A lot of people are confused that Kwanzaa may be a religious holiday, and it's not. It's just a holiday that celebrates African American heritage.
To give your credit to the organization that stepped forward to put themselves on the line, to take a commitment to bring something refreshing to the community.
Welcome all to the 2020 Capital City Kwanzaa Festival.
Abaragani.
Imani, or faith. Kwanzaa is a celebration of family, community, and culture.
Created by Dr. Maulana Karinga. The Kwanzaa holiday is observed from December 26th through January 1st. And this year, we are celebrating each one of those days. The holiday's origins are in the first harvest celebrations of Africa, which it takes from its name.
And did you know that 2020 marked the 54th year of the Kwanzaa holiday? 54 years. Somebody say thank you, Dr. Karinga. It is amazing what this holiday has done to help to ground us and lift us up in our community. The name Kwanzaa is derived from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits of the harvest. And it's in Swahili, which is the most spoken language on the African continent.
As an African American and Pan-African holiday celebrated by millions throughout the world African community, Kwanzaa brings a cultural message that speaks to the best of what it means to be African and human in the fullest sense.
And the Capital City Kwanzaa Festival gives us time to explore this fullness in a multi-sensory way, in a multi-generational way, in an affirming way, in the way we deserve. Because of this event, and you, our audience, without you, there would be no event. Dr. Maulana Karinga, the creator of Kwanzaa, says Richmond is a major center for the celebration of Kwanzaa. He says it is an important site of African-American history and culture.
Elegba Folklore Society has lots in store for you today, given in love and light. Get ready to soak up some knowledge with the one and only Kaba Kamine.
Ooh, I can't wait for that. And the Elegba Folklore Society's performers will be here too. Talk to us in the comments. And remember, if you're sharing, hashtag CCKF2020.
We'll also explore fascinating musical traditions of Mali. Let's first remember our ancestors and light the mashuma, the candle for today.
Hi, Ebenezer.
Abaragani.
Imani.
Abarigani. So we say, what's the news? And you say, Imani. The principle of the day is Imani, or faith. We're so happy that you came today.
Same here.
To help us light the candle. He's looking good.
Yeah, I
too,
know. I was
isn't he?
thinking it was a little bit bigger.
Thank you.
How are things going at the ACN?
It's good. It's good. We're doing okay. We're motivated to be doing the work for the community. So, yeah.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
We always like to get together to do things with the African Community Network.
Same here.
Yep, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
All right.
First, we pay homage to our ancestors. In the Yoruba language, Omitutu cool water, ona tutu, cool road, ile tutu, cool earth. To call forward the spirits of our ancestors, moju bobo iku, moju bobo iku, moju ba afafe iku, moju ba afafe iku, moju ba afafe iku, iku, iku. We pay homage to our ancestors, those who are fortunate to be buried in the soils of Africa, the cradle of civilization. Our first mothers and fathers, walking in attuned God light as co-creators of civilization, caretakers of the earth, and establishers of order. In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our umoja, unity, to strive and maintain unity in the family, the community, the nation, and the race. Ashe.
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 We pay homage to those who were the spiritual leaders, who understood the magic and the elements of nature as God, who helped us move through the invisible passageways from spirit to physical, while being conduits for manifestation, those who helped us see our true identity. In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our kuji chagulia, self-determination, to name ourselves, define ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Ashe.
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 We pay homage to those who were the architects, the scientists, the educators, the agriculturalists, the mathematicians, the governmental innovators, the community builders, the warriors. To those family groups enlined who live interdependently, thereby creating the values in community that keep us whole. Ashe.
Ashe.
In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our ujima, collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. Ashe.
Ashe.
We thank those who were the natural caretakers of the earth's most precious minerals, wealth wrapped protectively and simply in the blanket of the soils to be revealed for our sustenance and growth. In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Ashe.
Ashe.
We thank our ancestral navigators who embarked from the motherland to be the first explorers of the world, who journeyed across the Atlantic to bring the culture that helped shape our world. Ashe.
Ashe.
We honor our ancestors who came across the Atlantic in the forced migration, through the Middle Passage. Those who endured months at sea, objectified as cargo in horrifically inhumane conditions that disallowed cleanliness, warmth, nourishment, or love, where even in the midst of insanity and death, spirit maintained its commitment. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pay homage to those on whose unpaid backs the foundational success of the American economy was systematically built, where Richmond was the largest interstate exchange point for the distribution of black labor, and an establisher of the false notion of black inferiority. We honor you, whose physical and intellectual prowess, however, created the foundation for the material world we know today. Ashe.
Ashe.
In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our Nia, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Ashe.
Ashe.
We are because you were. It is upon your broad shoulders that we stand, for you have trod the path to make our way clearer. We ask for your continued blessings. Ashe.
Ashe.
We thank our elders at whose feet we are blessed to sit to absorb your wisdom. We thank you for your contributions and your forfeitures. We thank you who laid out a life practice for us to follow. We ask for your continued guidance. Ashe.
Ashe.
In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our kuumba, creativity, to always do as much as we can in the way that we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Ashe.
Ashe.
We circle up our children in the truth that they are the future, that they can build from and build on the knowledge of our enlightened history, the pride of our heritage, and the confidence-giving nature of their unbound potential. In this moment, we are in alignment with you and you with us as we pledge our Imani, faith, to believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Ashe.
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 Ashe. To believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Ebenezer, how do you relate to this affirmation?
Well, thanks for having me. Good question. How do I relate? How does my community relate to that?
And when you say your community, who do you mean?
Well, the African community represented by the ACN, the African Community
Okay, here in
Network.
Richmond?
Yes, here in Richmond.
Okay.
I'm here on their behalf. So, back to your question. The reality is that leaders who choose to lead these communities must be obsessed with the objective, the plight of the people. And what that means is that they have to understand how faith plays in how they relate to either their economics, their politics, or how they feed their family per se, how they educate their kids. So in terms of faith, it is the embodiment of their being. Without faith, without believing in the Creator, first of all in themselves and the Creator, nothing is either invented or innovated. So the first thing that we talk to our people each and every day is to believe in themselves and the Creator. But we have a lot of work to do when it comes to demystifying the idea of this borrowed theology that kind of destroys the fiber of the community. So that's a lot of work to be done.
Because when we believe in ourselves, that's the pathway to connecting with righteousness,
the Creator,
and our victory and the Creator.
Yes.
I mean, it's all oneness, don't you think?
Yes, it is. And the thing is, when you talked about finding the pathway, when you find the path, then you become knowledgeable thereof, right? You become, at that point, you become knowledgeable of God and your being, which means that you don't need the path anymore, which means that at this point, you are God. You are the innovator. You are the creator yourself. You can go out there and create and make things happen. So until that point in time when you have become, you're just existing.
And really, we came here in that oneness, and we got disconnected from it in that physical reality. So then our journey becomes finding our way back
Yes.
to our center.
And the first point is faith.
And the first point is faith. And when we think about liberation, you know, because indigenous Africans worked their way through colonization. And Africans in America, American-born Africans, worked their way through enslavement. And we still are, I think, on both sides of the water. How is that righteousness of our struggle similar in that way? And how can we come together towards that victory of struggle?
It's one and the same. Slavery, colonization is the same thing, perpetrated by the same individual. Different places, but it's one and the same. Kwame Nkrumah labeled it as neocolonialism on our side of the continent. Yours is slavery. It's the same thing. It has to do with the economics. It has to do with our politics. It has to do with our religion, and so on and so forth. You can name them over and over. It's the same thing. Now, how do we get back to reality? And I think that is what this is all about, right? And what we are doing right now is to send out the message to those who are not hearing the word, those who do not know, those who are searching, that there is a way. There's always been a way. And that way is going back to the African way of belief. That is believe in self, believe in the omnipotent.
That's it, because my thought is that at the heart of all of the issues is this imposing of value systems on other people and separating them from their culture. So
Artificial value systems that have oppressed us, but yet we're being indoctrinated to adopt them.
Because the element of thought, which begins from the home. My name is Ebenezer, if you have not acknowledged that yet. But I'm an African. So why is my name Ebenezer? So is it not confusing that I am sitting here trying to preach Africanness and my name is Ebenezer?
Well, hey,
well,
my name
I was
is
about
Janine Bell.
Fleming.
So one is French and the other one is Scottish.
So at that point, I don't want to use the word bipolar, but you have people walking around.
That might be the right word.
That's a good
You can
word.
use it.
You have people going around who are still struggling in their very being.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who am I?
I would think
Yeah.
most of us, you could include most of us in that statement. I don't think there's any doubt. I think the work that we are doing is directly focused on that issue.
Yes. Who am I? My parents were Anglican, so they named me Ebenezer. But aside that, he also gave me my birth name.
You have that.
And so what is that?
It is Kwame Otroku Apia.
Harambe, 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 Harambe.
Let us all pull together. All right.
Talk back, talk back, talk back, talk back, talk back. We're watching.
Hi, everybody. We're at the African Market, and you know the African Market is a staple of the Capital City Kwanzaa Festival, because where can you find such beautiful imported items from the motherland and the diaspora? I know where you can't find it, at the mall, okay? But we're here today with Lisette and Tonga from, tell us the name of your business?
Yes.
Authentic Glow is the name of the business.
Authentic Glow. And if you look on this table, you see there's a lot of authenticity, and it does have a glow. So tell me, I'm going to start over here because I see these textiles, and they are so beautiful. Is this a placemat?
This is a placement, yes, correct.
Isn't this beautiful?
Yes. So with
I'm gonna be
Authentic
mindful.
Glow, first I have to say why I came up with the name for my business,
Yeah.
Authentic Glow.
Yeah, tell us.
Authentic because I wanted to be able to provide authentic, original items.
Yes, I can see.
Yes, being here, I've been asked many times where I get my outfit, and in order to be able to provide that, I had to figure out a way to carry what I have on here on this table today. A little bit of hard work, but it can happen, it's possible. So Glow, as because I was looking for something that will bring enlightenment, the lights, so that as we have from the skincare products to the outfit or fabrics we have,
Yes.
whenever you wear them, like you were saying earlier, you can glow. There is a certain glow.
You know,
outward.
that has been a thematic throughout the festival.
Yes.
People have been talking, J-Ron, about it comes from the inside and radiates outward. And so when I look at the table and look at you, it seems like you named your business after yourself.
Yes, we're going to start here with you. So here we have the African black soap.
And it smells wonderful.
Yes. Very earthy.
Yes,
Yes.
with all the
Smell.
herbs that we need to,
Yes, yes.
to restore the pH balance.
And a lot of
in our
benefit,
skin.
a lot of benefits with the African soap from just if you just want to have a clean shower, just feel good by yourself, or even if you have some certain skin diseases. We also have the shea butter.
Oh, so now I can take a shower,
Yes.
clean myself well, and then luxuriate with the shea
With the
butter
shea
when I come
butter.
out.
The
Yes.
largest organ of the body.
Okay, that's
But
the skin.
the shea butter isn't just for moisture to moisturize your skin. Shea butter has a lot of benefit.
So it's a medicine.
Yes,
for the
it's
skin.
it's a
Therapy.
medicine for the skin. Therapy. Shea butter can be used as a pain relief cream.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shea butter, yes, very helpful for joint pain, arthritis, tired feet.
What?
Yes. Shea butter can be used as a sunscreen protection.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I mean,
And it just comes from the earth, from the savannas
Correct.
of Africa.
Yes, yes.
See, that's why it's the motherland,
Yes.
because the things that we need are grow naturally there. Now, what's in the bag? Those leaves.
The leaves here is eucalyptus. As you can see, station 2, I have health and COVID-19, unfortunately, with what's going on. And as I was saying earlier, to heal from inside out,
Yes.
with the eucalyptus, it can be helpful just to steam and then just inhale,
inhale it.
the vapor.
Ooh, that would
which
be
is
so you don't use it as
fabulous.
a tea.
People do use as a tea. Yeah, you can have a sip, but with me here, I just want to do it for external use purposes, because I know with people you have to see your doctor, you have to make sure what kind of medicine you're taking. So everything I do here is beauty and health, but it's on the
So
outside.
you just steam it.
You just steam it and
Yes, and
cover
just
yourself,
inhale it.
I see.
and then cover yourself like in a blanket, so to not let any air come out.
Okay.
Yes, you're gonna steam it, and then until the water stop being hot, and you can come out. And what that do help is it just help break up mucuses in your lungs,
Oh, okay.
or if you're starting to have a little cold, and just try to get you going, with
That's
your
perfect.
respiration.
That's what
Yes.
everybody needs, a bag of those eucalyptus leaves.
Right here.
Yes.
Eucalyptus leaf. Yes.
In their medicine cabinet. And we
Yes.
have copper. Now, copper has medicinal values too, right?
Yes, copper has medicinal value. Copper can be used for also joint pain, arthritis, and I have one myself
Okay.
because I use the finger here, this middle finger
Oh.
will swell so bad.
Oh.
I went to see a provider and I had an injection, a steroid injection.
Uh-oh.
Because the doctor told me to avoid repetitive movement. If not, it will keep being inflamed and I might have to have a surgery.
Oh, no.
So I started with the shea butter, just applying shea butter, day, nights, just random. There's no prescription to that.
Yeah.
Then eventually I went ahead and got me a copper bracelet from Congo. This copper come from Congo mineral.
Okay.
And it's been helpful. It's been a year and I haven't had any swelling in my
Since you
finger.
put it on?
Yes.
Life
Yes,
is repetitive
see?
movement. I don't know how you
Yes.
avoid repetitive movement, but
Oh, with my hand, like I braids, I sew, I
right.
do quite of yes, but like you
But you
said,
can't give up your life. That's
no,
what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
So
I'm not because I
life is
got that.
repetitive movement.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamine, a staple hidden color scholar and documentarian, cultural education consultant and curriculum writer. He is a consultant to the academics and academic institutions. Professor Kamine is an international studies and world history specialist. He is firmly dedicated to the belief that culture plays a vitally important role in the education and proudly credits many of his academic views to his master teacher, Dr. John Henrik Clarke. He developed and directs the African-Centered Science Academy, per Ankh, or Temple of Life. Knowledge and perspectives. Kaba Kamine.
Greetings, everyone. We are so happy that you are here with us on this last day of the 2020 Capital City Kwanzaa Festival, on this day of Imani, faith. You know, it's really quite brilliant and quite loving the way Dr. Karinga has created not only the holidays, but the progression of the days, so that as we cross over into the next year, we cross over in faith, in an ancestral way, in a cosmic way, in a way of our own self-confidence, as he tells us to believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And who is better to help us to process these concepts than my friend and my brother, Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamine. Thank you so much for being here today.
Sister, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really very pleased and honored to be with you and with your audience and all those who are ushering in this new year, this new world order. Looking forward to it.
A new world order. Now, folks, I know that you're going to have some comments. We are watching the comments, so just feel free to write what you're thinking, ask the questions that you may have. We're keeping an eye on you. So as we are going into Kaaba, a new year, at least on the calendar, some months ago, we experienced some new things in our lives. And I heard a sister talk about when the pandemic hit us here in America. I was watching what was happening in Asia. I was watching how in Africa, nothing was happening so much with regards to COVID-19. But this sister was talking about the concept of a new year. And while the calendar may say that it comes in January, nature says that it comes in the spring with the spring equinox. And what do we have to come in this spring, in the newness of 2020, but COVID-19 and the coronavirus? What do you think about that?
I find it very interesting. And your analysis of the calendar has its place because, again, you know, this is the Gregorian calendar. This is, again, what might be called Indo-European approach to putting a time, which is not African time. It's their time, but not our time. You have to ask yourself, why do you start a month on the 1st and end it on the 30th or 31st or whatever? But at the same time, the signs change in the 3rd week of the month, and you go by middle to middle, so that this idea of the spring equinox, where the nights and days are equal, becomes so important. And so there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
There's a cosmic calendar also. And there is a precessional of the equinox. So we as an African people have to get deep inside of ourselves and understand the great work that Dr. Maulana Karenga did when he looked at Kwanzaa and chose the Kiswahili language.
Yeah.
That was a great idea because Kiswahili should become the worldwide international African language that African people speak. All African languages are good, be it Twi or Yoruba or Igbo. They're all good. In Southern Africa, all of them are good. But there's reasons why, for practical reasons, if I go to Brazil and our brothers and sisters speak Portuguese and I speak English, we should be able to speak to Kiswahili to each other. If I go to Holland, brothers and sisters speak Dutch, we should be able to speak to each other in Kiswahili.
I so agree with that because I find these language barriers among African people, and they're speaking their colonizer or their enslaver's language, and it continues to be a barrier to keep us apart. I agree that there should be a world language that unites us.
Absolutely. Kiswahili is the largest African language spoken in the world.
It is.
So we've all started Kiswahili in a sense, and let us teach it to our children so that they can get a sense. And abibitumi.com teaches African languages. The Cambone family, wonderful work. I've got books on Kikongo. I've got books on Twi. I've got all sorts of different materials. They also teach Meduneta, which should be our classical African language.
Absolutely.
And
Not
then they teach
hieroglyphic,
Kiswahili.
but
I'm sorry?
Meduneta.
Yeah. So that it's right in front of us. And when we can do that and join forces, then we understand the importance of how Dr. Maulana Karenga laid out the days of Kwanzaa, because they all lead to the next day. You know, Monday leads the Tuesday, leads the Wednesday. You know, there's a common movement forward. Well, the science of it is, well, the first day, Umoja, you can't start nothing without unity. And it's not just unity of you with others. It's unity with you and yourself.
And that's something that we have to really wrap our minds around. We talked earlier in the week about creativity and kujichagulia, and what about your creative self moves you forward in your self-knowledge and in your self-confidence. And I think this is the same kind of concept that you're talking about right here now. We
Absolutely.
have to be fully aware,
yes,
in our true selves and of our true selves, in order to have our own umoja.
That's it. You cannot unite with someone else if you have not united with yourself. And then from that unity comes kujichagulia, self-determination, to determine for yourself who you are, what you are, where you're going, how you're going to get there, what you're going to do after you get there. And at the same time, as you find out about yourself, Ujima says there is a sense of cooperative work.
Yes, and collectivity.
You know, and collectivity. Working together, collectively, for a purpose. And then when you get that, you bring economics. Now, please, fam, economics don't mean money. Echo comes from the Greek word oikos, which means environment or home. You have value for the land. You have value for what the Creator has given you. Economics is know your environment and let it prosper for you, as because back then it was agriculture. And so it was important to know the land. It was important to know the nature of the land.
And to be interdependent in it.
Absolutely. And to understand you don't own the land. Even the earth say, look, I don't even own this, so don't tell me you own this. There is a cosmic collective responsibility. And you know, with everything we're talking about these days of Kwanzaa, you could apply it to the cosmos.
Absolutely.
You could apply it to every level. Because after you come together and you know your environment and you are able to cooperatively work together in that environment, then you have a purpose, Nia. And in that purpose, you function with all the other 4 days, from cooperative economics to working together collectively, to knowing who you are, to having unity. You have a purpose that leads you into the betterment of that purpose, which comes out of your creativity.
Correct.
Kuumba.
Mhm.
And then after you reflect on that sixth day, you have faith that you are the creator having a human experience. And that
that
you
is
will
the
treat
divinity.
all creators' creations as if they were you.
Mhm.
If you wouldn't violate yourself, you will not violate nature. Because you would know that interdependently and independently, you are as great as your nature.
And this is the divinity of the cosmic concept of first fruits, the earth giving forth
Yes,
life
that's it.
and future, but coming from something
Mhm.
that has pre-existed everything.
And in the book that I wrote, Spirituality Before Religions, every one of my chapters, I started with a libation to the ancestors. From the libation, I went into the first chapter, which was evolution, starting not on Earth, but in the cosmos. And everything was functioning. And the masterpiece of the Earth, the human being, came forward. Then all of a sudden, that entity began to fulfill the original request that the creator of all had, which was, I want to know me, I want to see, I want to hear, but I am spirit, pure spirit. So I can't. However, if I should place myself within matter and evolve that matter to higher levels, when they get to that evolutionary point where everything is fine, they will start to what I call involve.
Mm.
So from evolution, they went to involution, which was to search for the creator within.
I remember reading John Henry Clark, and he even talked about these concepts as a key to our self-sufficiency, saying that we have to see the creator when we look in the mirror.
That's
And if
right.
we don't, we will never have a healthy self-concept.
That's right. That's right. Well, see, what we're experiencing is Western paranoia. And the way in which our religions were contaminated by the spirituality that we gave them was the fact that we search for everything outside of ourselves. We're looking for saviors outside of ourselves, be it spiritual or social. We're always looking for, vote for me and I'll set you free.
Yes, yes. And they're not there.
No, because the very nature, you're looking for love in all the wrong places because you are the only one that can save you. You are the only one that can save you. No matter if the person in charge love you and would do anything for you, they still can do nothing for you if you're not willing to do it for yourself.
That's true.
We
That's
are born.
Go ahead.
We are born with everything that we need. All we have to do, you don't take power from somebody. You assume the power you have. They don't have the power you want. And if you did take it from them, you wouldn't be able to implement it because it wouldn't be your power. It would be their power that you perceived would be what would liberate you. Once you assume and you know that you got the power to do whatever you need to do, you do not fail when you do not win. You fail when you don't try.
And this is the righteousness, I think, that Dr. Karinga is talking about in this concept of faith. But it's almost as if he's connecting the science and the spirit in terms of believing, which a lot of times people think about what I believe and what I don't, but with all our hearts, because then that gives it energy.
Absolutely. And that's why your heart is measured on the scale of Ma'at, because your heart can't lie. You heard people say, oh, you ain't got no heart. Or they say, I have a heavy heart. Or they say, my heart is as light as a feather.
Yeah.
Righteousness righteousness. Ma'at is your best friend.
Yes.
She is your best friend, and she will give you whatever you need to be able to sustain. And the evidence of it, family, we are the evidence. The fact that we're still here after all we've been through, and we can have this type of fellowship. Everything they tried, nothing could work. We don't even realize it, how great we are.
smile with your family. Thank an ancestor who said, I'm going to stand. So you could too. Get strong now and for the children coming.
Realize the richness of our blood, the red. Hold up the depth of black, our skin, and relish in the fertility of the green, the resourceful land, the colors of the bandara, our Pan-African flag, our liberation flag. Step out on faith. We are the fruit of the harvest.
These 7 days of the holiday spark the next 358. May the spirit and purpose of Kwanzaa live with you throughout the year. Heri za Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa!
Hi, everybody. I am Omilade Janine Bell, the President and Artistic Director of the Elegba Folklore Society and the producer of the 2020 Capital City Kwanzaa Festival. According to Dr. Karinga, this ancient and living cultural tradition, our sacred Kwanzaa holiday, is a reaffirmation of the dignity of the human person, our family and communities' well-being, the integrity of the environment and our kinship with it, and the rich resource and meaning of a people's culture. Kwanzaa was created to help us get re-rooted in self-love and in the traditional African values that were strategically repressed and replaced. Dr. Karinga says there's no way to understand and appreciate the meaning and message of Kwanzaa without understanding and appreciating its profound and pervasive concern with values. Over these 7 days, our intention has been to speak in a voice that conveys love and endurance. A voice that is grateful for the fruits of our labor. A voice of optimism. Love and endurance, where we, while present in this moment, value the past and grow in our becoming. Many thanks to all who contributed to this holiday observance. The performers, the discussants, our keynote speaker, NIA session facilitators, our production team, our technical team, and our partners. Thank you so very much for attending. 2021. Harambe, 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 Harambe. Let us all pull together.